Um, okay, so let's get going. All right, so we have been talking about this whole goal setting, working on the U factor, and that the biggest thing for you to um, get that excitement and to really build your business is to first of all believe that you can do it. And that's one of the hardest things or jobs we have, because we are working in a business where we have to handle no's, and where we sometimes have to handle people's opinions, that we have to work on ourselves. And obviously also the biggest demon we all fight with is procrastination or putting off. So whilst working from home, there is not like work hours, and what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So to find your very clear daily activity plan is one of those key things, so that you can find the discipline to actually do that. So Jim Rohn says, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way to do it, or otherwise you'll find an excuse. Not something we want to hear every day, but it's really true. So on Saturday night, I was on the American website, the American Extravaganza, and I don't know, somehow woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and heard this goal setting training by um, the Wix, and I was just so excited because it was just a different way of looking at it. Because we've worked with vision boards, we've worked with setting your goals and goal setting over so many years. And she was again talking about, that in life out there, the stats say that only 3% of people really set goals. And that at the end of the day, the 3%, I don't know, so she gave specific, but the 3% at the end of the day earn like what the whole other 97% earn together. Like the 3% in their income earns more than what those other 97% of people earn, because they are just so successful. So Herbalife is great because it teaches us to set goals and to get clear about our goals. And so she just had such a nice, easy way to explain it. So where we normally have our whole vision board with the pins and the homes and everything that we would like to get, she says you break it down into 4 quadrants. And then on the left, like on the first quadrant, you would have your vision board, what you want to do, where you want to live. You want to be specific. Is the house on the beach? What is the size of the house? Do you have an office in the house? Where do your kids stay? Is there a playground? Do you exercise? Do you have a home gym? Everything about like what you see in that home. Then you go to your car. Maybe you have 2 cars. Maybe you just have 1 car. Maybe you want to have like a big 4-wheel drive, or you want to, whatever it is that you see for yourself that you want, that the stuff, the physical things. And then obviously schooling, what you want to give back, your passions. Do you want to make a difference for people? So that you really goes like they have a book. They have a goal setting book, like PowerPoint presentation, where they really get specific. And then once you have determined that, to go to the second quadrant, where you now actually go and work out, if I want that home, how much is it going to cost? I mean, you could go and browse and see whether it's like 3 million or 15 million or 14 million. It depends on where you want to be. Is it a normal car? Is it an exceptional car? What is it that you want? Maybe, you don't want such big stuff. A lot of people are scared to dream because you've learned to live within your means. That sort of almost, I won't be able to do it, so let me just keep my dreams small or my goals small. And so what she then says is go and actually work it out. Now they're both architects, so obviously they're very like numbers people, but this made so much sense. And then get to that total, and then once you get to the total in quadrant 3 at the bottom, you're going to work out what level pin it is that you need to be at to earn the money that you want in your vision, or like in the top two quadrants. And then once you have determined whether it's a get team, a mill team, a press team, whatever pin it is, then you've got to say how much time. You've got to go and look at it. Are you realistic with the time that you're willing to put into your business? And what are you willing to sacrifice to get to this goal? What are you prepared to put in extra? Because obviously, to be successful, and as I've previously said, you know, whether it's Herbalife or whether it's another business, or whether you are an Olympic athlete, or, you know, anything that you want to be successful with, there's a certain amount of time, effort, and sacrifice that's got to go into that. So you've got to decide whether this time spent and effort put in will be worth it for you. So what I've done is just brought in this again so that you can get a realistic, and these numbers are very conservative, I must say. But, you know, let's somebody said the other day, who wants to be realistic? But anyway, so if you want to keep it like not too crazy, then go and look at the figures and see maybe your short term, what you want en route is like by the end of the year, you want to be get team. The average income for get team is, say, I would say 25 to 30,000. If you are going to get to 5, then you will be closer to 50,000. So again, getting real with what is the number, what is the pin then that you're going to be going for, and then also to get real about what the numbers are for every level, to how many members, supervisors you need in your team for you to achieve that pin. So for a lot of you, your next pin would be active world team. And so for me, the number of supervisors you need in your team is about 6. Again, with members, it all depends on how well you activate your members, but this is the number of the members. So really, we're just looking at the numbers now. And for world team, you know, you will be growing some supervisors en route to world team, but often, you know, as a world team, you're really still working with members to get there, to do your 4 cuts of 2.5. So get clear about what it is that you need to do to go to that level, and how many, like go and take a piece of paper and really get those numbers down so that you are clear about what your goals are. So now for many of you, your next level is global expansion team. But at the end of the day, you most probably want to go to president's team. You want to go to a mill 7.5. So this is your clear picture of what your numbers are that you want to start working in your business. As a get team, 15, 16, 17, up to 20 people will take you to your global expansion team. So if your next level is get team, then go write down or go and take your 16 empty circles, put in the people that's already there, go and look at what you have, and then go and see how many circles you must fill. For some of you, your next level is get to 5. Again, going to look at what you currently have and what you're going to need to do to go to the next level, and just, you know, have that clarity in what you need to do. So, oh, there's one slide missing here. So for me, working on your why and finding a passion connected to it. You know, so if you're going to look to that first quadrant again, you don't just want to look at physical stuff. You want to look at, you know, something that is connected, making a difference for your family, being able to give back, the fact that the business is willable. And then also, as I say, the fact that our business helps people to be healthier, happier, and that we can give people hope with what's going on with Corona and what's going on in the world. There is just so many more people looking at our kind of business opportunity. And definitely people are like, if we look at the growth we've had over the last 3 months in South Africa and also around the world. If you look at what's happening, I don't know how many of you were able to be on the American extravaganza, but the growth that they've had, I mean, it's massive. So I know it's in the UK, it's definitely around the world, and Herbalife Worldwide is doing so well. So people are looking for us. So I think the biggest thing about your why or your goal setting is that you put it on your phone, put it visible. Because remember, the big thing we're working on is our belief system. So when your mind starts saying, oh no, you can't do this, you need to say, excuse me, I am amazing. I attract wonderful people in my business. I can do this. So you have to work with yourself in your own mindset that you believe in yourself. If they can do it, you can do it. So just getting clear with that. Oh, here's the numbers I was looking for, and getting clear with your numbers. So again, we decided again, in our early days, we used to run an ad that says we're looking for 5 key people to expand in marketing, and 5 ambitious people that want to, that's willing to work, and we've got a fantastic um, compensation plan. We have travel, we provide training. And the big one was the travel. Everybody responded because they wanted to know about the travel. And that ad we ran for years until I remember the one time somebody said Denise was copying it, and somebody found it and says, "Are you still looking for people that's making teas?" So I mean, we have fun as we go with the business, but as I say, so get clear with your numbers. If you are going to only recruit 2 people, who's going to get 2 gets 2, you will have 16. But if you just change to 5, if you just do 3 more, you'll get 5 who gets 5 who gets 5. Well, that'll give you 155. And that's the number you're looking for to go president's team. If you have 155 supervisors in your organization that is selling 20 programs. Now I'm talking about the whole organization. The supervisor with his members and his customers has to sell 20 shake PDMTs, and you will be a president's team. So the reality is not everybody that you recruit is going to be your strong person. So get a reality that you need to find a number of people to find the people that's going to be hungry, that's willing to work with you. So setting up your 90-day plan, the most important thing is you need to find your calendar, know all the events for the rest of the year, take your calendar and be clear about what's happening for the rest of this year. So we've got extravaganza in November. Then we have extravaganza in September. Then we have LDW in August. So you need to know this like off by hand. You need to know the qualifications, because if you're going to be working the calendar, you mustn't every time go and find the qualification. It's got to be like automatic for you that this is how many people are you going to have in the events. And if you just get this is what Herbalife does to help you to set goals. And if you're going to use the events, you're going to grow faster, because if you go to the first event as a supervisor and you need to be an active supervisor for the next level, what do? You go do 3 months of 2.5. If you find 4 people that want to go to the LDW as active supervisors, what does that mean for you? You've got 10,000 in your organization and you're going active world team. Okay, so if you just get it, that these events are part of how Mark Hughes sets up Herbalife to help us grow. So the training doesn't just give you inspiration and excitement and belief and that whole mindset in your head that I'm like, well, these guys are doing it. Like this couple last night, 160K. They're the fastest moving royalty in the company. They are under the fit couple, young. They're not even 30. They've only been in the business for 7 years. Are they chairman? I can't remember. They're chairman's club or something, but crazy, crazy stuff. So again, if you can just do 1/10 of what they do, you're a president's team member. I mean, it's crazy. So add all events and promotions to the calendar. Get clear about what you need and want to do. So decide, am I going to qualify for the party? And I know now, the party is like not exciting because we're not having a party. But it's still the recognition, it's still the ability to do it, still being able to say to your team, I've made it, but that makes you grow if you set that higher bar. So what is your volume that you need this month? How many new clients and members do I need to get to achieve my goal? And plan what activity you're going uh, to what are you going to do on a daily basis to achieve that, to get those new clients and new members, which will obviously be part of setting up your flow. So, and for me, the important thing is to make it visual. Go and draw it out. Have a picture of this is my existing team. This is who I'm going to get. Make empty circles for the ones that you don't have yet. But make it like visible, because this is also part of affirmations. This is also part of seeing it for yourself and getting that belief system. I can do this, because that's what you want to achieve. You want to get to that point where you say, I can do this. This is not difficult to do. So getting that clarity for you and then for your team. So now once you know what you're going for, now you do the goal set with each person in your team so that they are clear of what they are going for. So you've got to do your homework. You've got to go onto your BizWorks, see where their volumes are at. How close are they to the LEW qualification? What do they need to do? Remember, the part-time people don't always have the time, or they don't understand the marketing plan enough for them to understand completely what it is that they need to do. So I love this. Just a couple of pointers from Robin Sharma about time management and planning your week and your day. So he believes you've got to get up. If you are not getting to everything that you need to do, you have to get new habits. You have to, some like the fourth quadrant that says, what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to sacrifice? Are you prepared to sacrifice some sleep? Some of your comfortable things, maybe a TV show, or, certain things that are not income productive. You always want to slot in time for your family. We're not saying that you mustn't do this, and that when you do that you're present. Getting up earlier for your, your Bible and your power hour, but it's not just, reading, doing your religion, but it's also doing personal development, watching a video if you're not a reader, journaling, writing down on, it's part of your process. So strategic time blocking. So if you're going to say, I want to be getting income productive activity every day. So my first, I say maybe from 6 until 7 is my power hour. And then you're going to do from 7 till 8, you're going to be working with new business. Or you can make it half an hour, whatever your time is, but you always want to try to get new business done early in the day. So let's say then you are having breakfast, sorting the kids, or whatever your circumstances are. So then I normally follow up with my existing, doing my posts, doing my groups, and then do exercise. So you want to slot in your exercise, and then have time to go back to run presentations, etc. But you've set your week already. You've got every HOM, every training presentation. You've got everything set up in your week. But on a Sunday, you sit and you plan your entire week. And every evening before you go to bed, you just make your priority list. Because if you don't do that, because now you say, I need to do 10 things tomorrow. You've got your time slots for what you're going to do on all the different things. But you want to be able to now, in the evening, you want to write down, there's certain things that you need to do, like life stuff as well. So write down the 5 or 10 things that need to be done and prioritize what is not negotiable, that has to be done, because obviously we all have life, but sometimes we can allow some life things to it can take 20 or 30 minutes, but it takes like 3 hours because you're not planning for the next thing that has to be done. So if you, because as Jim Rohn says, you can work hard or smart, but it's best to do both, but you want to be working smart. And I know that one of the big things that has also worked, I've watched run, is what we call the Pomodoro, is where you say, okay, so now I've done all my activities. I'm now at 10 or 10:30 in the day. Now I take a half an hour, and then you can even set a clock on your phone and say, for the next half an hour, for the next hour, I am just inviting. I am inviting everybody, all these leads that came back, everybody that I've spoken to, everybody that's in my hot list. And remember, when you are speaking to prospects, that you save them in your phone in broadcasts. Like all my Facebook leads is marked FB behind. So when I want to be inviting some of my Facebook leads, or all of them, they can be in a broadcast. But it's easy when you just put the name. Where do they come from? Somebody that you did walk and talk. So you say, make a little letter behind it or something, that it's easy for you. Because one of the things is, with activity over a 90-day period, it can become chaotic, because later on you've got so many people, and if you don't follow up and make sure that you've got lists of these people, you will lose track of some people. You'll forget about them. So make sure now you have like half an hour, 1 hour, because tomorrow there's a WhatsApp HOM, and you want to invite people to that. You want to follow up the people that you invited for tonight's getting started, because now you want to go back. What didn't you understand? What did you hear? So it's not just about inviting people to an event. It's about the follow-up, because that's where you get the business, guys. So important as you're working the calendar and as you're working the week. No point in just slotting people into all these events, invite, and then you don't do the follow-up. Just like you want to do the follow-up for your customers, to make sure that they get results, to ask them for referrals. So you have to slot a part of your day into follow-up as well. Finding a ritual of over-delivering, that you want to be the best. When somebody says, yeah, no, I've previously used Herbalife. No, you haven't used my Herbalife. You've never, had my caring and my follow-up. So that is an important thing. And then daily learning, so if you have got, being a student, getting better at the Herbalife business, getting better, a better person to, just learn more skills, is so important. And then finding the one thing that you are good with. A lot of people are very busy being busy. They're like, oh, I'm so busy, but they don't show the results. So it's so important to run gauges and make sure that, sorry, I made a spelling there, reflection on what you have been doing. Like you have been speaking to 100 people in this last week, but you're not getting one person to sign or one person to become a customer, then you must go look back. Maybe there's just something you need to tweak in your presentation, and that you need to fix. So, and also starting your day with being thankful, being grateful for what you have. It just puts you in that incredible mindset of, wow, I'm so lucky, I'm so excited. And just know that, opportunities are everywhere. Sometimes opportunities, the bad things happen and something better comes along. So it's not always what happens to you, it's what you do about what happens to you. We all get no's, so we don't take it personal. It's often just not now. Because I remember that one guy for 3 months said no and then came to the business. Some people say no for years. So just always be really, really nice with people. And then this is why I'm just so like this vision board, setting goals. It's so important to have that affirmations, because we in nature is brought up to think we can't achieve things, that we can't be great, that we can't, we can't do something. So we've got that kind of thinking. So if you need to control your thoughts, and really start saying, I can do this. I'm going to be I am the best distributor. I am going to attract the most fantastic people into my business. And the more that you do that, and even if you sometimes don't believe it, it's fine. Just continue, because your subconscious mind doesn't know. And that's how you manifest the success. So this is, I've got another one of this daily tracking sheet. This is probably a very involved one, but I thought it was very, very detailed, because it gives you a whole list of different activity things that you can choose from. And then it also gives you that to-do list on the right that says my 6 most important things that I need to do today. Maybe it might be I have to go and buy food or whatever, but around buying food, you can go and talk to some people in the shop when you stop your car. I want to tell you this story. I went today to go and send off a package from Pep, Herbalife package, because I was afraid this person's going to wait too long. And when I got outside, people were taking pictures next to my car. And I said to them, so you need to qualify to take a picture with my car. You need to be in Herbalife Nutrition. And then chatted to the guys a little bit. They are interested in the opportunity. So that was another number today. So you know what? It doesn't matter where you are. Opportunities are everywhere. You can go be out there behind a mask and be talking to people. So important part obviously is your media posts for the day. How many posts you want to do, a post in the morning, the post in the evening, so the healthy lifestyle, everything, because we have to be more on the social media and sometimes put ourselves a little bit out there. But I did, from my post on Thursday, Friday, I did get some of my circle of influence, 2 more customers that's interested to get on the products. So sometimes, it's just getting your own best result again and posting it. And yeah, so very excited with what's going to happen for the last 6 months of this year. But then this gives you a chance to really reflect, did I do? And then do your to-do list for the next day so that you are clear about, to those things that you were procrastinating on, can move on to the next day again. Okay, so the big thing about finding your flow and finding the method that you want to promote is obviously to find your passion, to find something that you love to do. Because if you don't have fun, if you're not enjoying what you're doing something wrong. So I absolutely love it. I love weight loss because I struggle so much with my own weight and the mindset of, not feeling good about myself and so on. So and we all falter again a little bit, guys. We all somehow, us, even as distributors, we yo-yo a bit. I really struggled last year to get rid of turkey and the wonderful food. So I'm very happy that I've now got rid of this weight. So, but the biggest thing I always say to people, if you're struggling a little bit in your business, just get back on those products, like seriously crazy serious, and you can change it within 3 days to a week, just getting a fresh new result and getting excited about it again. But finding that thing that you love to do, whether you want to work with fitness, I mean, we do it online now. You've got to find, what it is that you like to do. Around the methods that we can work now. And maybe you're not a social media person. I'm sorry, you're going to just have to learn new skills. It's just the way it's going to go for the future. So, find something there that you like. We've got so many different platforms, and maybe you want to go for the more professional guys on the LinkedIn, or, just continue to work Facebook, do WhatsApp. Just find something that works for you. But again, you've got to do what you love, what you do. But it's no point in doing something that you love what you do, but people don't want to buy that. You want to do something that they need. If you want to start focusing on the skincare, I know that somehow we are sometimes struggling a bit with stock in that department. So you want to do a combination. And focus on health, focus on immune health, getting people educated. Sometimes getting out of your comfort zone a little bit and do maybe a customer cooking session and some training about eating healthy. So then decide what you're good at and what you get paid for, and then you really just develop that daily method of what it is. Because if you're not clear about what are you promoting, so if you're saying my first hour is income productive activity, I'm going to start talking to people about the business, but I also want to get customers. I need to place a Facebook ad. I'm going to back to the people that I know, because I'm going to be advertising the next challenge that's starting. But you want to be clear about what it is that you're going to be advertising or inviting to. And then when the people come back, you've got to be ready with what they need to do. You know, you need to be clear with your meal plan. And we do a great support in the team with the 21-day challenges. So, I mean, it's just so easy. You can just plug into that. And we have very good results with that. We are running a 6 weeks body breakthrough at the moment. That's sort of a trial run thing, but I'm very excited with the results of the few of us that's already busy with that. The boys are working very hard with the going live every day with the exercises during the week. But the big thing is you want to go back. Listen, guys, if ever there was a time to go back to your circle of influence and start with 10, you know, like sometimes the 100 is just too daunting for people, especially with a new guy. You know, get them to give you 5 names. Explain that 5 who gets 5 concept to them and say, who's your 5? Let's start with 5 names and chase into their circle of influence. Mark Hughes used to say for the first 15 days of the month, you recruit like crazy, and for the second half of the month, you chase the business like crazy under them. Help them to get customers, 72-hour rule, and help them to get members. And, you know, we really want to help people to get focused on supervising in 1 and 2 months. We don't want to get the slow process, but then if they can't do it the faster way, maybe bringing in the buddy system again, maybe, you know, they will fall into the slower plan. But if you set them up with a sense of urgency, that's what they will be doing. That's what they will be duplicating, is wanting to work a faster method of operation. So we have got so much support with what's happening, you know, in the calendar, with what the company is putting up for us. And my word, how exciting is it that we can attend the UK events, the American events, you know, everything that's happening is at a press of a button. And so, you know, I don't know if we're going to go back to evening HOMs, because live is obviously better than online. But you know, it's so easy. You're in the house and you press a button and you can be on a meeting. So again, as I said, a lot of the invite and ads that we've done have changed a little bit, but you know what? Its basics will stay the same. You know, where you will get the business, what you need to do, and then, you know, the circle of success that you then follow with those people. But the U factor remains the key thing into you know, the success of the business. And again, so when you are busy with a new person, it's important to say how much time. But if they understand the bigger picture of what is possible, they might be like, you might think they won't have the time for this business, or they won't be willing to do it. It's not for you to decide. Give them the options and let them tell you what they're willing to do. But at the same time, we need to borrow them our eyes. So if we understand the game of Herbalife, it's from event to event with qualifications that's going to make you grow. The event will give you confidence, will give you knowledge, will give you inspiration. But in between, you're going to work. There are your everyday little things, new customers, new members, invite, promote. And, you know, as you grow in confidence, you know, where you sometimes get to this like lows where you think, oh, this is not working. Is it worth it, my time and effort? You know, then you just get that confidence again and you go to the next level. So the stuff this month, our next 500 ppv is our gorgeous Laverne that's going to train the guys, and I know she's wonderful with social media, so we'll get her to cover a little bit of that in her training. We've still got the smartphone. I believe there's a different price or award coming, but we don't have confirmation about that yet. So the big thing is for people to focus on qualified producer. and get this wonderful phone. So this event was extended. So please go back, see what the qualifications are. Are you already qualified in the Friday leadership training? And how many people in your team is qualified? Go onto BizWorks, see where they are, see who of your team can still qualify for the Saturday and the Sunday. These sessions are so inspirational, and this guy is probably, one of those leaders that really can also talk to your heart. He is an amazing trainer, and he's the one that said, are you just spending time, or are you investing time? If you're having 1 minute, are you spending it or are you investing it? Sort of like just a small term that makes you think, So, and, really also worked under very hard circumstances when Italy was hit so hard with Corona, and, their first virtual event had, I think, something like 20,000 people. So really stepped up with the leadership there. So also part of the European S&G, or strategy and planning group. So ESG, sorry, that's the term. Right, and this one is continuing. Remember, it's any 3 months of a 4-month qualification. I know they are launching something more exciting, a spring promotion that's going to be something similar. We don't know what the rewards are going to be, but I think the qualifications are going to be very similar. So that's very exciting. And then we have this one. Guys, how many people are you getting this month that's going for the scale? So you need to decide. Go and again say to the guy, you want to go to senior consultant, you want to be en route to supervisor, but you can get a scale. That's a wonderful tool en route. But if you're not promoting it, if you're not talking about it, nobody's going to go for it. How's your new guy going to know about it? If you do the 1,000, you need to have a 20% growth. So your supervisors that's sitting on 500, 600 points, get them to just up their game. This time they don't have to travel and spend the money to go to an event. It's going to be in their house, but they're still getting the cash. So make sure that you show your people. Go and see who's in the run for this, who's in the run for the 2.5, and grow onto that. Because you could be going for the bags and get the cash, So, wow, why not have a double whammy? And then this is the big one we're throwing at you. And, this couple said last night, 10K is the number. You can't do less than that if you're a builder. So yeah, they don't miss. How can I say? They don't play around, those guys. They really, really. But it was actually amazing training on how much they spend. What they really train their guys on. And this is why I asked you about the getting started training, because I did take a couple of their pointers that they gave and brought it into our 10 steps, like, handling the objections, just that basic setup things. Again, that is important to help people with their initial getting started, so that we, just refine it a little bit. Okay, and then in January, we're going to have this event in Cape Town. So everybody has got to go active world team. Existing active world team, anybody in 2020 active world team will be welcome to this event. There is a volume that is attached to it. And so, because we want to give you a reward, we want to give you money to travel here. We're going to put you up in a beautiful guest house in Camp Space, spoil you. And remember, for every first line active world team that you create, you will get 10,000 retreat points, which means your personal volume number will be much less. Okay, and then the company threw out this amazing lots of money at us. So the 3 different categories, you can either get 250 euro or 350 euro or 450 euro. So go and make sure for yourself where you have a base, it starts from March to August. And for every first line supervisor, you get 7,000 bonus points. So if you are going for 40, and you have 3 supervisors, you only need to do 19,000 points over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. March, April, May, June, July, August, yeah. So that's very achievable. That's what, 2.5. I'm not even sure. I can't work it out now. But it's not a lot. Okay, so again, you see this all the time. Events will help your inspiration and belief and momentum. Where do you see yourself? You know, so I encourage you to really go to that 4 quadrants. And as this said, you know, if you want to compete with someone, compete with yourself. If you can be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today, you know, you are growing. You are growing every time. So we all have our own race. And so, you know, what Mark wanted for all of us is to just be the best version of yourself, you know, and take this incredible opportunity and really build something, like build a legacy for your family, you know. So I want to stop the share now. You guys can unmute yourselves. And I would love you to chat to me. You know, if you've got any questions, if there's something you're not clear about, and you have some questions for me, please, as I said, this is a forum where we are a bunch of friends that's got a mutual goal. And we all want to grow and build our businesses towards the end of the year. And we look at all our colleagues that is, you know, like going like crazy with all these pins that are flying. But I'm just saying, they are human beings just like us. If they can do it, we can do it. So it's all up to you to now take this information. And as I said, I love those 4 quadrants training. I think if you go and you actually go work it out and you get clear about it, I know that this couple who did the training, they were both architects when they decided to do Herbalife. And they were sort of stuck on World Team for 7 or 8 years for a long time. It was like they couldn't get their business to take off. And they then made this huge decision to make a sacrifice, and they went and stayed with her mom and, you know, cut back on some okay, we've got somebody having a laugh here. Anyway, so let me open up.
Also, we're talking about being stuck on World Team for how many years? That's why we're laughing. I'm laughing at you.
Oh, do we have a few people stuck on World Team for a while, eh? Okay. Remember, World Team is just a black pin, unfortunately. There's no increase in money.
Unfortunately, yes.
So get Team, it's called a red pin to start with. Yeah. Willem, jy het 'n vraag?
Yeah,
Yes.
System.
Okay. Willem, you've got the floor.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to ask, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you mind explaining the buddy system?
You know what? It's a way that you can supervise. You know that you can qualify in a 1 month with 4,000 points. Or you can qualify over 2 months with 4,000 points. But with a 1 month qualification, the company says 2 people can do it together. But you need to do a further 1,000 points for another person to qualify. So it's buddying, we call it buddy up. So then you do 1,000 and 4,000. So the top guy's got 5,000 points and the bottom guy's got 4,000. So they're both supervised. But what they then often do is split the volume. You understand? So it's like 2,500 points each. Yeah. Or you could be 3 people. So if you're 3 people, then it's 2,000 points each, and the 4,000 lies at the bottom. So it's A, B, and C, and so the qualification runs together. But you can do it over 1 month or over 2 months. I am going to cut a video that explains it also, you know, quite clearly. But it just helps you to grow a supervisor organization faster.
Okay, cool.
Because if you can get into building, we went to President's Team with buddy systems, with buddy lines. So we built our whole business really around that 2 or 3 people. Like early in the month, they will buy 1,000 points each. We shake parties like crazy. At the end of the month, they reinvested. So then they qualified over a 1 month, 3 people. So you could then say, I need 6 supervisors to go active world team. If I go and work to find some buddy lines happening, I can have 6 new supervisors in the next 2 to 3 to 4 months. Then you're working, but you have to recruit 10 people to find that hungry person that's going to work with you, because they've got to bring number 2, who's going to bring number 3. But you know what? It's also important to show people that it's possible and to get them excited. And when you have excited people that wants to go, and this is the thing, is this is where people are today. You know, they want to come and do Herbalife, but they want to earn 25,000, 30,000 Rand, because they've got to replace a good income. I mean, that's not a good income, but at least you can maybe, you know, buy food and pay a car and have some accommodation with that. So, but then you can show them a way how they can do it in 6 months or a year. We did it in 9 months. We started qualifying into Get Team using that method from starting with 0. So all I'm saying is that is another way of doing it. And we have felt we want to reintroduce that method because we really wanted to help the team to, you know, grow their because the only way you're going to build a loyalty is to build a supervisor organization. That's the reality. And some supervisors are still going to just eat and do 300 and 500 points, but you're looking for the builders that's going to duplicate that plan. Okay. Thanks. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Sure.
One of my members wants to do the scale thing, but she just asked me after the getting started call. She asked me, can she use downline volume for the scale for the 500 volume points for the 3 months?
Unfortunately, because it's that downline can also qualify for the scale, we've got to make that a PPV qualification. Otherwise, you understand, the top person can have 200 points, the bottom person has 300 points, but then this person can fill up to 500 and also qualify for the scale. And then you as the upline can't buy 3 scales when people are buddying up with it. You understand? So it's got to be PPV. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The supervisor qualifications, the 1,000 and the 3,000 is VP. So there you can use downline volume because that is not PPV. That is, so you can find 2 people going for the scale and you can qualify for the 1,000 qualification.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone
Question,
else?
Elsa. Hi. Elsa, regarding the 90-day plan, it's like I want to find out because I've been struggling. I've started doing it. I document what I need to do, but sometimes I'm inconsistent and sometimes I lose my track. So since you've been doing this for some time now, what are the strategies that you actually do to come back to your 90-day or your DMO? And yeah.
You know what? One of the best things you can do is to find an accountability buddy. Because, you know, a friend that's also keen, that's maybe not somebody in your own team. It's got to be, you know, somebody that's a sideline. It could be someone in another organization. But if you have to be keeping yourself accountable for your numbers, and you are having to give those numbers through to someone, you will be better with it. But the big thing is to gauge, to write, to actually track what you're doing, writing down all your leads, because you know how it is when you go out and you get 40 new names like you did today. You need to have a follow-up system with those people, you know, so that it comes through to so many people that you're putting into the funnel, and how many is actually going to become a member and a supervisor, a member and a customer and a supervisor. Because, and even to me, you know, so you just want to work with somebody that's going to keep you accountable. But the big thing about doing that daily method where you choose your numbers is that you see, okay, today I wanted to talk to 10, I managed to talk to 14. So I've got, like, tomorrow's my goal. It can be only 6. because I wanted to talk to get 10 numbers a day. So it means that you're not just talking to 10 people to get 10 numbers, because you want to sort of qualify people also. You don't want to just have a whole lot of numbers of people that just to say, I've got a number. It's got to be somebody that you think is a potential member, that looks like they could be a good customer. Like I look for bubbly, fun people that is people's people. Not that you want to judge people, but they just easier to bring other people, and especially when you're going to be going on vacations and those things with people, so you always have to look and say, am I going to go on vacation with this person? In 2 or 3 years time, we're all in Turkey together, we're going on holiday.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to Camps Bay together.
Gotta have a visa,
Eating
guys.
ice cream, Julie,
Not
and going
Evelyn.
to spa, going to have a treatment, have our feet done, all of this like swell stuff. Okay, so, but the thing is, what happens with momentum? Success brings more success. Like the more new people you bring, the more, like Angela Jackson always says, there's no problem in Herbalife that 10 new members won't solve. But because that just brings you this excitement but the first step is finding that belief system, making a decision. When we came back to Herbalife, like we basically quit Herbalife, but when we came back in the beginning of 96, I said, if it takes me 5 years to be earning more than 100,000 Rand a month I didn't have to have the president's team pin, but that was my number. I wanted to earn more than 100,000 Rand, and we did it in 4 years. So, it's like, if you get that why, if you get that, like, and you know what, you're going to go through days where your members are giving you negative and they're like, everybody's moaning, and you think, what happened this day that everybody is coming with, the problems, and like now with the logistics some days. This is why we need to do that personal development every morning, because you've got to fill your own cup so that you can continue pouring out to others, because we in a business of helping people, helping our customers, saying they didn't lose anything, and you measure and the scale and everything, you're measuring and you like pull that tape so tight so that there's 1 centimeter off to just say, whoa, 1 centimeter off. So, we all have that. They're cheating like crazy and they're lying. Mark Hughes used to say, there's 2 medical reasons why this product doesn't work: lying and cheating. So, medical reason. So, and also it's, as I say, but it remains actually an amazing business. If I look back on 25 years, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm just so grateful. So, but I think it's time for us all to pour it on and really go and make a difference for other people out there. So,
Let's
okay.
go, you can't go wrong.
Yay! Fire me up, Morgan. All right. Okay, guys, any more questions? Anyway, are you guys clear? Are you going to set your daily plans now?
Yes.
Okay. And you know what? You are your own boss. If the most amazing thing for me is if your boss said, you must be at work at 8, you can go to lunch for an hour from 12 to 1, and you must go home at 4. But you have to call 100 people in the morning, and you have to call 100 people in the afternoon, and he wants the list, and he pays you 5 grand a month. Guess what? You will make those calls for the 5 grand. Why don't you want to do it for 50,000 or 100,000 or 500,000 Rand? Because that's what you're going to get. So just do it, just sometimes we are our own biggest enemy. But you know what? That's all of us. That's all of us. We're just humans. So, Okay, I hope you guys got something here, and we will make it. Cheers! And until next Monday. Bye bye,
Thank
Yes.
you.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you
you. Thank you
so
for your
much.
time.
Yee-hoo, let's go do
Woo,
those
let's
bunny
Bye,
lights.
Yummy. Yep.